balance that time. And that's one thing. The first thing
Just
you
plan
do
ahead.
is get organized. The secondly is get a family calendar and prioritize what's important. Now, computer. Hey, good morning, guys. Greg and Jenny Pirkowski.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, and we got
Time
another.
to chit chat.
It is time to chit chat. We have another episode of God, Intimacy, and Finances. So we're so excited to be able to get with you today. And man, it's just been a great week.
It is.
It's been a good time. It's been nice out. We've been working with some folks just out building businesses and helping people in their lives, and
Every day.
every day, and as we were talking over this last week as school started, and talking with parents and seeing how busy they are and talking with kids, we really wanted to talk about how to balance a family and how to balance your time.
Yes.
So that's really some of the biggest things. So we got a lot to talk about.
We have some stuff that need to be worked on.
Stuff that we're going to work on. So the one thing here that Jenny was bringing this up is we talked about.
Did I?
You did. No, that was you. This is her
remember.
topic. See, she's getting older, so it's got Alzheimer's disease. But the biggest thing that we do as far as organizing families and balancing our families is that we got to get organized. I'm going to go over just 5 major suggestions on how to balance your family. And the biggest one I know with Jenny and I both, this is our, we've been married before. We each have 5 kids. Growing up, our kids, when they were younger, we knew that, Jenny worked. I've been an entrepreneur, pretty much most of my life. And I knew having those kids, and with Jenny, she was working at the hospital.
I used to work 2 jobs.
She has to work 2 jobs. So to be able to get time with, see, here's the challenge: to get time with yourself, to get time with your spouse, to get time with your kids, get time individually with your kids.
Me time.
And then to have the activities that all go into that, and that can all seem really overwhelming. It can.
Yeah.
It can.
If you don't organize your schedule or plan your activities ahead.
So some of the things that we figured out is during that time, I know when I had all the kids, they were home activities all over the place. I mean, 5 kids doing different stuff. Jenny's got 5 kids doing different stuff, and we're working on things, setting priorities, building a calendar. That first, there's a couple ways to do it. A lot of people like technology. It's kind of out there today. It's really everywhere you go.
It's hard to get rid of it.
It's hard to get away from. I mean, you can.
But you can.
We're going to talk about disconnecting that
We
today.
can do it.
But your calendar, your kids probably all have cell phones, even the younger ones. So the ones that don't, we can show you how to do that. But you can do a family calendar that you can set. You can organize your life that everybody can see on it.
And becomes easy.
And that way the kids can see that, hey, this is what we're doing on this particular day. And for the kids that don't have a calendar, if there's families out there that you just you don't want to get involved in technology, I know there's a few that I know that have just veered away from it. Do what I did growing up, as a kid. We had a calendar on the refrigerator.
Yeah, everyone can see it.
We had a calendar on the wall.
In that way, every one of you can remind each other,
Yeah.
when you forget.
Well,
Dad, you're supposed to do this. Oh, okay.
Well, I know there's some, my wife, she loves the refrigerator, how it's got to look nice and pretty and things. But
there's nothing right now.
But when I was younger, the reason why the calendar went on the refrigerator back in our days is because that's where everybody went. But now we don't have to do that.
It's in
it's in your phone. But if you're one of those folks that still want to have it, put the calendar on the refrigerator. Put it on the side. It's the best place because everybody goes to the refrigerator all the time. So it's important that, hey, Hans is here. Even Hans is on our schedule. He has cat time. This is the scheduled cat time apparently. But that calendar is important. And so what do you put on the calendar? Well, husband and wife, it all starts your happiness. You've heard the term, if mama's not happy, nobody's happy. If dad's angry, everybody's not happy. So it all starts with, first bringing God into your life. God's huge important to us. And a lot of people that God is already in us. So He's a part of us. We're in that journey together. We're co-creating with Him. So that's the first thing in our calendar is we want to make time for God, for Christ. However you recognize that, Mother Earth, the universe, make time for that in your calendar as husband and wife. Make time for you two as a couple.
That's important.
That's really important, and that can be, I hear that can be a challenge, and if it's, whether it's late at night, and all the kids are in bed, and that's your private time, whether it's early in the morning after the kids go to school, and that's your private time. Have a date night once a week with your spouse.
Ours is every Saturday. We prioritize that.
Yep, every
that's
Saturday.
Our day together.
Yep.
No kids.
Well, and there's no kids in the we're out for morning, afternoon, and we don't work at all. Now we're entrepreneurs. We have a couple businesses of our own. So Jenny and I, even on our Saturdays, we really have to fight not to work because we enjoy what we do. And every once in a while we'll do a phone call on the road, or while we're out, people ask and conversations.
But we mostly spend time with God and talk about God, talk about the books that we're reading,
and our planning for the week.
Yes, even we're driving, we're discussing something.
So.
It's really good.
So it's a good thing. So put that time with you two on the calendar first, and then now find time that you can meet as a family. I was in the church growing up. I say the church, there's a lot of churches, but in the church growing up, we were taught to have a family home evening activity every Monday. But that can be any day, and that really taught me to take one day a week. And even as busy as it was with 5 kids, people say, well, Greg, you can't have a gathering during the week with your kids. You can. We did. Every Monday, we had a family activity Monday night. And, during that activity on the calendar, we brought everybody together. And so that's another activity, to bring all your kids together and yourselves during the week. Put stuff on the calendar. Put activities of how you're going to spend time with each one of your kids, the activities you're going to go to. What do you think about that calendar? What's some of the important things that go on that calendar?
The me time.
The me time. That's true. It's important for
you gotta breathe.
For mom and dad to have that me time. But get organized and put all your activities on the calendar, and don't leave anything off.
Yes.
And get that in there. Because gosh, it sounds intimidating. Well, Greg, you just don't understand.
Yeah, but if you have that organized, it's not gonna be feeling intimidating.
No,
it becomes easy.
Well,
because you have it.
Well, and even with 5 kids, you can doctor's appointments, you have it, school activities, you've got music, you've got playtime.
Now, if you're working like every day,
5 days a week.
If your kids got some activities at school, so you have to plan that ahead. That you have to have someone take over your job for like a couple of minutes. They will. Your boss will understand because they have family too. Yes.
Generally, they will. So you can get
plan that ahead so that you won't miss your kids' sports or concert. Or whatever.
Yep. So get organized.
Because that's important for them.
It is.
You
want to support them.
Very important for them.
Balance that time. And that's one thing. The first thing you do is get organized. The secondly is get a family calendar and prioritize what's important. Now, when you're planning time with your kids, I know, gosh, I've talked to a lot of my clients about this. And, some of my clients are older and they're on the back nine of not, they have a few grandkids, and some of them are still within families, and some are starting to think about having kids. But each one of those are different calendars and different priorities. But
yes.
But understand, when it comes to
family,
it's family first. Make sure you got that family time. So in that family calendar, you guys have to sit down, husband, wife, partners, companions, however that picture looks for you guys, and make sure your schedule comes together for yourself. You've got your personal time, your couple time, your work time, your kid time, your combined time, and then you've got whatever else is out there. It sounds like a lot, school time, doctor, but it's really not. When you get it on the calendar and all the kids understand what's going on, see, it's not that, hey, kids, there's adult things you just don't need to know about. Well, if they're going to the doctor, they probably need to know. If there's going to be a time where you and your spouse are going to be going out of the house and there's going to be a nanny or daycare person coming over, they probably need to know.
Sometimes the kids, sometimes we have to discuss our work to the kids so that they'll understand.
Yep.
Because sometimes we can't get off. It happened, so we have to discuss it to them.
Well, your house is your own corporation.
Yeah.
You're running a corporation in your house. So the other thing here is set a no work time.
Important.
Learn
to say no. No, I gotta do this. This is my family. I got to take care of my family first. Learn to say no.
Now, I know being an entrepreneur early on.
I know it's hard to say no.
I mean, I would walk out of, the phone would ring and I would walk out of dinner with kids. I'd walk out of date night. I'd walk out of game events. I would walk out of conversation with kids. When I first got started as an entrepreneur, I didn't know how to balance that stuff. And I wasn't, I got in trouble. I really did. I put some strain on my kids. I put some strain on my spouse. That I was
It becomes stressful.
I was focusing on the intent was good. They were why I was doing it, and they knew that. But then it got to the point to where if I wasn't making them know that they were a priority,
yeah, you have to prioritize.
They felt bad. So how did I start doing that? Parents go, well, gosh, I work from 7 a.m. to 9 o'clock at night, or 9 to 5. I got to come home and clean the house and all these things. Mow the yard, kick the cat and feed the fish, whatever you're gonna do. Whatever people are doing. They make up these excuses as to why they can't do something, but you really can't, or why I don't have time to spend with my kids. Well, here's some valid suggestions. When you're running to the gas station in that 20-30 minute trip to go back and forth, grab one of your kids.
He does that all the time.
Grab one of your kids. That it's not the quantity of time, it's the quality of time. And in that time when I'm just with one of my boys or my daughters, that time they enjoy it. Hey, I'm going to the gas station.
I want some hot dogs.
Come with me. We're gonna pick up a Slurpee. And even though she's cooking dinner, I still take them for a snack. And she knows it's okay, because that gets them in the car. If I've got to feed them to get them to spend time with me,
anytime that you can spend with them, do it.
And each kid I know, hey, one of my boys love nachos. Hey, I'm gonna go to Speedway, get some guys want some nachos. He'll put the Xbox controller down, not kicking and screaming. Another one's so figure out those quick trips. Hey, I'm running to Walgreens. Hey, why don't you jump in the car with me? Pick up a Gatorade or something. And if you don't have the budget for that, then just say, hey, jump in the car. We're gonna go up here and we're gonna go up and share a candy bar or something. Get them in the car. That 20 or 30 minutes in the car is quality time with just you two. Turn the radio off, sit and talk. How was your day? What's going on? How's your head doing?
Yeah.
How's your feeling? What's your heart? Give me your rhythm. Tell me what's up. Those are important for your kids. My kids have talked about that even today, of going to the gas stations back and forth and the store. Sometimes I would do it on purpose. Here's a secret that I'll let out to my kids. They probably know, but sometimes I would literally just make up an excuse. Hey, I'm going to run to the gas station, get a pack of gum. And I'd grab somebody. And that way I could get in the car and I could talk to them. So find a way. Jenny's been good at that. Find a way to prioritize. Make no work time. When you're at the table, see these things here?
Limit not essential activities.
Don't bring these things to the kitchen table. Now, I've been guilty of that.
Yeah, we're still working on it.
Yeah.
We're learning every day, guys. We're not perfect by any means. Yeah.
These things here, don't bring them to the kitchen table. And I'll specify any type of computer. And if someone want to cheat and they have a smartwatch, tell them the smartwatch is
time to eat, and that's the time to talk to the kids.
Yep, that's the time to sit and talk to the family. And if you say, well, Greg, there's just no time for us to get together as a family, well, find some time.
We gotta do that.
Take that time. At least one day a week. If your kids are home every night, then you can eat dinner every night together, or you can have a dessert together. If it's just
because it's hard. The schedule for the kids and our schedules sometimes are not easy because
they are.
They got activities at school, they get this, and then we can't wait to eat. We get hungry, so sometimes it's impossible to eat together.
It is, but the one thing we've seen that if we, like Jenny and I, we have to readjust our schedule sometimes. If we know there's 20 minutes to where the kids will come in and sit at the table and just eat cereal or a snack before they leave, then go sit at the table with them. Hey, how was your day? Sit down, grab a bottle of water, get some coffee. Take that time and sit and talk with them.
Good idea, yes.
I mean, your kids really do want you involved in their life. They really do. And if you say, well, Greg and Jenny, you just understand, they're on the Xbox all the time. Well, you bought it for them. That's your problem.
Yeah, you just need
you bought it for them.
To limit your time.
Well, gosh, I can't get to my kid anymore. He's always on the game.
Hi, guys.
Well, he's always on the game, but you bought it for him. So
time for Bible study. You have to have that. Very important.
Yeah, time for that.
Start doing that.
So get organized. Create a calendar that everybody can have access to, that everybody sees. On setting the no work time.
Put them in their phone.
Yeah, make sure that everybody has. It's easy if you have a Gmail account. You can all share one calendar. That's something we do. We all have Gmails.
Yeah.
And the Google calendars we can all see, and you can set private calendars in there. That's another techie thing you can do. But you can do it. Still today, my son is married.
We have 3.
I have we have 4 calendars.
Yeah, we have 4. Calendars.
I have 2 of my kids that are off and married, and one of them is still on our family calendar. They live in Indiana, and he'll call me up and go, "Hey, Dad, how was the doctor's appointment today?" And I'll go, "How'd you know? What's on the calendar?" Oh,
they know.
He's still plugging into the calendar. "Hey, Dad, we're coming to the barbecue on Sunday." Oh, I didn't know you were going to be in town. Yeah, it's on the calendar. So he started that habit when we were young. He's married, lives in another state, and boom, they're still plugged into that family calendar. So that's really cool. Setting that no work time for here's what I want to talk about: spouses. Jenny and I were kidding about this the other day, but I watched a clip on TikTok or Facebook or whatever that stuff is called, and there was a 50-year-old couple. And the lady was talking about their husband and wife. And she goes, at 50 years old, we still want to have sex. She said, we still want to have sex and be intimate at 50 years old. She goes, but we have to plan it. She said, so we put, and I have it on our phone, so I know where the kids are. There's these apps where you can see where the kids are driving and stuff like that.
And that's the thing. You need to have that.
Yep.
Sometimes the teenagers don't like that, but you need to have it.
All of our kids have that. So it's interesting. I can see where, the kids are driving and stuff, but this wife was saying, listen, I still want to be intimate with my husband, have that personal time. So we sometimes have to know, okay, my kids are here. They're going to be home in 40 minutes. So they make time sporadically to go be intimate, to have sex, be intimate. And I think that's important to do, because that
it creates it makes life exciting.
Yep, and it does. and I know people got opinions. I want to
be spontaneous,
and take the light or darkness out of it. If you have to be intimate at night, then put some curtains on. If it's during the day,
put some candles.
Whatever it is. Well, I can't be intimate during the day. Well, put some curtains up then. Get it dark. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. But take that private time, and however you put that in your calendar, just put private time. That part may not fit on your calendar. You may just, as husband and wife, have to go, well, sporadic time shows up. Hey, we got 30 minutes. I used to
schedule.
It's time to go home.
Believe it or not, some people they have schedule.
They do. They schedule
their intimacy. Yes.
They do. And I used to watch.
We don't really do that. We just do it spontaneously.
Just spontaneously. Maybe we should schedule more often.
No schedule.
Just schedule. Hey, it's that time. Check the box. But so that's important. So schedule time with yourself. That meditation, that prayer is talking to God. Meditating is listening. Get that time in the morning. Get up early. Successful people don't sleep a lot. Get up in the morning at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Get your reading going. 5, 6 o'clock. Get your meditation. Get your prayer. Get your going for the day.
Before you start your day, meditate, guys. It works for me, and it does.
Well, and if you're a stay-home mom or a stay-home dad, here's the other thing too. You can get up early and get a lot of your work done before anybody's up. Then you've got the rest of the day to go be a part of the kids.
Yes,
that's your time for the kids. And meet your spouse for lunch. And what are you going to do at home? You going to sit around and just eat bonbons and sit in your slippers all day? No, that's not exciting. No, you don't need to do that. Start utilizing your calendar and do that. And what we do is every Sunday we review our calendar. So pick a day that you can review.
Every day we review our calendar.
Well, we have to set a new one for the week though.
Yeah.
So on Sundays or Saturdays, pick a day, usually Saturday or Sunday, and get with your kids and say, listen, we're going to sit down for 30 minutes Sunday night right before we go to bed. Why? Because we're going to review our calendar for the week. What are you doing? Because I tell you what, the day we don't do that is the day I get a call an hour before a competition and saying, Dad, can you be here in an hour for a competition? I go, huh? What?
Oh, yes.
And the kids just forgot to tell us.
It's good to plan ahead.
Yes. So plan ahead. Or, hey, I need that shirt. Can you bring it to me? And I forgot to tell you. So let's talk about everything on Sunday. Sit at the table, and if you got to bring food, bake some cookies, get some brownies. I used to watch a show called Seventh Heaven, and there was always cookies and brownies in the kitchen. And when the parents wanted to talk to the kids, they got the cookies to the table with the glass of milk, and the kids. Food brings people. So find a way to stay balancing with yourself.
Even you cook kids, for big meal every weekend.
Yeah,
that will your family will come together. That's the day that you guys can talk.
Well, and two,
if there's concern in school,
that's another time.
That's very important.
And another time to make sure that that there's that you can check on your kids with scheduling that no work time. Get your kids around the table. But if for some reason throughout the day it got busy, put your kids to bed. A long time.
A quick one.
I'm 50 years old, and I have kids in the house that are 23. I still check on him every night. I have 17, 16-year-old boys in the house. I still check on them at night, every night of bed, to ask them, how you doing? How's your day? How you feeling? I go to their bed. If they need blankets, I cover them up. I'm still old school, but here that time is in that time while they're laying in bed, you can talk with them and say, hey, listen, I get a chance to talk to you. How was your day? How you feeling? Get the vibration of the kids before the vibration goes to somebody else. You know, and so that's a good time to schedule. And if you have to put that on your calendar, walk around bedtime with kids at night, whatever time it is. If you got to put that on your calendar. Talk the kids in 10 o'clock, whatever it is. You know, make sure the phones are down. Make sure they're, you know, and there's different rules for technology you're going to have. Some parents want no technology in their bedrooms. Some people want no phones in the bedroom. So, you know, that's something you guys have to figure out. But remember, if there's technology in the bedrooms and you're angry at your kids for them, you bought it for them.
Don't blame it.
Don't blame it on them. You've got to go ahead and discipline them on how you're going to allow that to operate in your house. So don't get, well, guys, you're always on your phone. You're always, well, you bought it for them. Understand that. And so put some rules in the house on how that's going to work. So we'll get off that. You know, secondly, let's talk about some specific activities. Jenny, you got some great ideas about that. I'm going to drink some coffee.
Well, you can plan ahead to have a hiking with your kids. That's kind of fun. Or go shopping with your kids. That's the time for you guys to bond. I like hiking though. Swimming, go to the lake.
You like the water. You do like the water.
But mostly the kids likes to play cards.
They do. They like to play board games.
Yes.
Board games. You know, here's a thought that I know that still works today. You know, whatever activities you are, find activities that each one of the kids like. And if they say, you know, well, hey, next Monday or next whatever, can we all do something on the Wii or whatever?
Yeah. If they want to play Xbox, it's okay.
Do it as a family activity. But try and get them outside. You know, the day of words you may not recognize anymore: croquet, jarts, volleyball, frisbee, you know, cornhole or beanbag toss. Get outside while you can. Get out there. You know, kids still love all those things.
Yeah, we need to take a break inside the house.
You know, and it's okay. You know, they say, well, gosh, my friends have to get a hold of me. You know what? When I was a kid, I had the phone cord that was 100 miles long, but we still didn't stretch it outside. And if the phone rang, we heard it through the window, and it went to a thing called voicemail, and we checked it when we came in. And if we didn't have voicemail, then they called us back. So put your phones away, parents. You know, you're going to tell your kids, hey, don't bring your phones outside to the play game. You don't either. Set the example. Okay, don't be the what is that saying? Do as I say, not as I do, or something.
I have a question. What if there's an emergency call? How are you gonna know?
When I was a kid, when I was an emergency call, when the phone rang, the emergency finally got to us. Okay, you know, people always say, well, there's an emergency, I have to have my cell phone. Well, there might be cases that now that's benefit, but in that family time, when I was a kid, we didn't have cell phones. Emergencies still happened last time I checked. It was crazy. Yeah. Emergencies have not always happened. So the phone would ring, and generally when I was a kid, if there was an emergency, the phone would keep ringing. We'd go, okay, somebody must need us, and we'd run in the house.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what happened. So don't make an excuse that I have to have it. Now, you know, if you're going to have a phone on you, parents, don't pick it up and look at a text or, oh, hey, wait a minute, you know, in the middle of the beanbag toss. No, get that family time. Let the kids see that you love them, that you want to be present. That's a good word. You want to be present. Engaged while you're there. So, you know, but find activities that each one of the family members like. Let them plan it. Do a barbecue. Teach them how to barbecue. Let the kids cook run the grill. You know, do some s'mores. Do some things that are never old school, but are just things that bring value. Also, in some of your family,
we need to sacrifice things with greater value.
With greater value, yeah. I mean, also family activities can be a time to where they can come to you and you can give them like a get out of jail free card. Maybe they did something horrible this week and they're afraid to tell you because you've instilled fear. And you're more their parent than you are their friend. There's a balance between being their parent and their friend. You can do that. Get them to where they trust you and give them a time to say once or twice a week, there's days. Or, hey, you can come to me.
You have time
to
confess.
You know, but I remember, you know, growing up in the church, I had Monday nights with family home evening. And the kids I would say, hey, Monday night was a get out of jail free card. If you've done anything all week, broke a plate, you know, stole the thing of licorice, whatever it was, you know, as long as it's not something we have to really address. They could come to us and it was a get out of jail free card. Hey, Dad, you know, I broke that plate that you got in Italy 4 years ago. And I was afraid to tell you. You know, it doesn't mean you're not going to be upset, but you also got to not be upset. Because you've allowed
yourself.
You've allowed them to
get
out of jail free card. But you know what? You're right. Gosh,
if you break something, don't yell at them. Don't just like, it's just a material. It could be replaced.
And it's truly a time for them to have a get out of jail free card. So listen, hey, You don't even have to understand how to break. If you want to say, well, listen, what were you doing? Well, I was goofing. Okay, well,
Accident.
okay, well, you learned a lesson. Like on the Brady Bunch, Mom always said, don't play ball in the house. The basketball went down the stairs, broke this vase, and they glued it together, and it kept leaking. Maybe you don't recognize the
What
Brady
time
Bunch.
is it?
I don't know what time it is.
I'm trying to time our
but I'm going to check to see it. But so we got a little more time. But make those activities also to where your kids can come to you in that family balance, and they can have a get out of jail free time. My kids loved it because they knew that if they screwed up accidentally, they could come to us on Mondays and go, listen. But then also we had activities during the week. They'd say, Dad, I know it's not a get out of jail free card, but I really need to talk to you. Balance in your family, guys, is not just you being the king and queen of your house. Also be friends with your kids and find balance with that, so they trust you, that they know you, they like you, and they trust you.
Yeah, don't be like
just
all the time.
Don't be the parent that says, do as I do, say do, not as I do, and don't go out and I'm just gonna say it. Don't go out and smoke and you're popping a cigarette right in front of them. Whatever that is. That's the only example I can come up with. I'm not picking on you because you smoke, but to me that's just one. My dad growing up, he used to tell me he's smoking a pack of cigarettes. Cigarettes are horrible. Son, could you go in the freezer and get me a new pack? Don't ever smoke. They're buying them meat, and I'm going. You just told me cigarettes are bad. And so whatever it is, try and that balance in family. Try and set those examples too, those expectations. Specific family activities, plan those. Sundays, bring everybody together. Schedule your week, get everything on paper, because I know when mom's not happy, nobody's happy. And when mom's not happy, sometimes dad's not happy, and then they take that out on the kids. Don't do that either. So just make sure.
That happens a lot.
I've been coaching parents a long time.
So gotta be careful.
And coaching couples with no kids. When one's not happy, they take it out on the other. A lot of times it's scheduled. Because why didn't you tell me to do this?
Because
I didn't know that was
it becomes stressful if you don't plan your week ahead.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
So
it will improve your concentration, reduce stress, keep you feeling engaged. If you take a break for yourself, that's important. So you need to take a break for yourself.
Yep, those are activities, and that's why I said Saturdays.
And take care of your health. That's prioritize your health too.
Well, there was a time.
It's important.
Yeah, there was a time where we didn't do a date. We tried to do date nights.
We couldn't because of
Well, we made an excuse because we were broke. We could have done date nights.
And plus we had Isaac with a brain injury at the time, guys. We had to be like there.
We had some things going on to where a lot of things kept us at home. But here's what I learned from that. You can still have a date night at home.
At home, yes.
You can go after everybody's in bed, even if you got.
We did that a couple of times.
Go out, you could go out on the back patio or out in the backyard and have a picnic on the.
Yeah, with candles. We did that.
We did that. You can still do a date night.
It's fun. It's kind of fun.
And if for couples, because we've had special needs children, we still do. We had a very special situation where we really couldn't leave the house a whole lot. So our date nights literally were about 9 or 10 o'clock at night.
Just fun time for your spouse.
I remember we had a patio upstairs off our room, and that was kind of our safe spot.
And you can see the forest.
Yeah, you could see the forest. We were on 20 acres.
I miss the house.
Yeah, well, I miss the property, not the house. But
the property.
But so there's ways to have your private time, even with a big family, even with certain difficult situations. Make that time because you need that bonding, that time together. And then lastly, we'll talk about blending your work with family time if possible. Now, how does that come together? Well, whatever spouse is at home, husband, wife, whatever your situation is, if it's two females, two males, that's up to you. I don't care. Whatever your couple situation is, if there's one spouse or companion staying at home and there's kids at home, make sure that person you can blend your work with the kids. Mm-hmm. So like if you're doing laundry, you're mopping the floors, or you're cleaning, get your kids involved in their home. Hey, grab a dustpan and follow them. Hey, grab a thing of socks. I used to pay all my kids a penny a sock to go ahead and fold socks. I don't like folding socks. So it was a penny a sock. The kids loved it. Then it went up to a dime a pair of socks. And the kids, I would dump all the socks in the center of the room, and I'd go for every pair of socks you fold, you get a dime. But first it was a penny a sock. They get 2 pennies for every pair of socks. They still loved it. Kids were fighting over how many socks they wanted to fold, and they had to match. So involve them in the activities while you're staying. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, or if you work at home now, which still makes you an entrepreneur at home for another company, make sure there's kids at home. you schedule your time when you're working, but maybe your kids are going to come into the office and go,
I'm surprised you. Hi, Dad.
hey, Dad, I just brought you lunch, and it's the ugliest bologna sandwich in the world with weird-looking chips and a Kool-Aid that tastes like water. And, take some time and go, hey, great, hey, hey, it's lunch break, and blend that time together. Or maybe your kids want to be involved and say, listen, I'm going to give you a color book. Why don't you sit in the office and color while I do my work? You learn to blend that together. But hey, here's the other thing. If you're a spouse at home and your job is to clean the house and maintain the house and stuff like that,
full-time mom,
then I go back to or dad, just a full-time stay-home, whatever you want to call people. It used to be called mom and dad, now it's whatever it is. Okay, and I'm okay with that. So a stay-home person, whatever that is, you could get up now. We talked about this at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Get all your stuff done when everybody's sleeping, and then cook them a nice breakfast or have cereal ready. And by the time you get up, the other spouse goes to work, kids are off to school, now the kids are at home. You've got all your stuff done at home. Now it's not time to put your socks on and jammies and
It's not stressful anymore because you've done a lot.
Now you can get those kids out and you can pack a picnic lunch to avoid cost and take them to a park.
Mm-hmm.
Get out, get some ladies together or some guys, whatever you're getting together, a group of people, and go meet at the park. And go get out of the house, go meet some people and make some friends.
There you go.
That brings balance
to you, thing to do.
Because that's also you time.
I like that.
And kid time.
Yeah, kid time and you time and socialization.
And it's both
socialization
and
with others.
You're bringing that together, but
so you have it in one.
Well, that's where it goes. Successful
That's a
people,
good idea.
Successful people don't sleep as much as we do. There's, and there's an argument you have to have 8 hours a day. Whatever it is, it is. I don't have time to sleep 8 hours a day. I just don't. For everything I want to do, there's no way I can sleep 8 hours a day. I'm up till 10, 11 o'clock sometimes.
But you have to take care of your health, remember?
That's the other thing. Now, all of this is a family. Getting organized, create a schedule on here where you can all be healthy. You can do that. And if you say, well, Greg and Jenny, you just don't understand. They're on the Xbox all the time. You bought the Xbox.
Well, grab them and take a hike somewhere. Yeah. Go to the mountain and naturing.
Yeah, bikes are cheap enough now. You can find bikes in front yards.
Or four-wheeler.
Well, I mean, and if you four-wheeling's fun, that costs a little bit more. I had 7 4-wheelers in my car. I had a whole herd of 4-wheelers going through the woods.
We don't have any more woods around here.
But there's ways to do activities. Yeah. And health is important. The balance. Someone told me a long time ago. I talked to, who was I talking with? I was talking to a friend of mine, Lance and Tracy, and he's just a great guy, motivational guy, big business, just a lot of stuff. And I was talking about being successful. He said, Greg, you want to make more money, lose some weight. You want a successful marriage, lose some weight.
We're working at that now.
You want to be a better father, lose some weight.
It takes time, but
and I asked him, he didn't tell me what that meant. Finally, I figured out that by losing weight, I feel better.
Yes, of course.
And for anyone that used to tell me,
start from you.
Well,
and everything.
I'm going to speak to me, and I'm going to speak to Jenny too because I can't, because we both say this to ourselves. Anyone that said, "Hey, Greg, just accept your fat self. You like it."
No,
I don't like my fat self. Anyone has always said, "Good, it's okay. It's okay that you're fat. Just accept who you are. Just love your fat self."
No, you gotta love yourself when you're not healthy.
I may love me, but I don't love my fat self. I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah, we need to be real to ourselves.
And if I offend anybody, I apologize. But I still love me. But I don't love my fat self.
No,
I don't.
Because if you just settle for it, if you're big and then I said I have to love myself, so I'm okay.
Well, and there's so many health issues. I just got back from the doctor, and there's some things I have to address with my cholesterol.
Change your mindset.
Yeah, we're just kind of interrupting each other. We're just talking a lot. but yeah, so all of that stuff. Get help.
Yeah, we're trying to lose weight, guys.
No, we aren't trying to lose weight.
Oh, we are. Losing weight.
Yeah,
you have to change that talking, trying. Just do it.
Well, you're losing weight when you sit in your recliner and the popcorn bowl falls off your belly.
I did lose weight. I did too a little bit.
I used to sit in my recliner and I put the popcorn bowl, and I didn't realize it was like a shelf, and it sat there. And
you know why? Because it's hard. It's getting harder because we're getting old. So
I'm not
double your work.
I'm not
double your exercise. That's what I mean.
I'm not getting old.
Okay, we're getting younger.
But so all of this stuff, we'll wrap it up. We're getting off track.
Age doesn't matter. It's just that's just a number.
We tend to get off track.
I don't feel like old.
Let's get on track again. See, we're getting off track. Squirrel, there it goes. But so the 5 things we talked about today were.
It's important to take a break.
Is to get organized. Create a family calendar. Set a no work time. specific family activities and blend work whenever possible, and family. So blend family and work whenever possible. That's the biggest thing. So, and any of that stuff on balancing of family, that's important. And really, if your family's not balanced, your work's not balanced, your relationship's not balanced, your kids aren't balanced, your life isn't balanced, and you're going to sit in misery and feel stuck the rest
Time
of
for
it.
a change.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
That when things
That's
are out of
when
balance,
time for you to change.
I mean,
change your plans if it's not working for you.
So, we're going to head off here, but I want to challenge you this week. I hope today you took some notes. I do. And if you didn't, I would suggest that you go back and you rewatch this, because how to balance family and work is always been a concern, but it's more of a concern today, not because it has to be, but because there's more distractions in the world today that we as parents bring into our family, and we blame our kids for it. We bring technology. We bring phones. We bring computers. We bring games. We bring the game units. And all those things are distractions. And then we blame our kids for not being involved. And really, it's your fault. It's our fault. Jenny and I, it's your fault too. So find a way that when you come to the dinner table, there's no technology. When you're at those outdoor activities, there's no technology, or it's limited very little. And for entrepreneurs, something that Jenny pointed that we forgot to mention, even for entrepreneurs to disconnect 3 or 4 hours a day. It's harder as an entrepreneur because you're running the show. 2
to 3 hours a day is enough for entrepreneurs like you.
But the other one too is when your kids come to you.
After that, you have like 100 notifications to answer. But hey, you spent your time with your kids, and that is important.
You did, but very important. When your kids come to you, or your spouse comes to you, and they want to talk to you, don't do this. Yeah, okay. No, I'm listening. Go ahead. Just keep talking.
Right now.
No, hey, I'm listening. Go ahead, talk to me. Oh, no, I heard you. Your wife comes to you, that bugs the poop out of me. When I'm talking to somebody, and they're going,
listen to me.
Yeah, I heard you. No, yeah, I did. Okay. No, I'm talking to you. And they're really not present. It may be here, but it went right out the other side, because then later you're going to go, hey, we're on our way over to such and such place. And they're going to go, why didn't you tell me? And I'm like, I did this morning. Well, no, I was.
And it creates arguments.
So when your kids come to you, set the example. If you're in front of your computer, go, okay, put it down. Hey, what's up? How you doing, bud? Or if your wife comes to you, hey, I want to talk to you. No, go ahead. I'm listening. No, okay, go look them in the eye. Look them right in the eye. These things here, they're meant to be seen so people can see them. And my daughter-in-law, she's going to be a sign language. And for her, looking at people is a very necessary thing when they learn sign language. They have to. And when you're talking to someone with sign language or that's deaf, you have to look at them if you don't know sign language, because they can read your mouth. So the next time you talk to your kids or your spouse, or someone's trying to talk to you, act like they're deaf. That way you look them in the eye and you put your phone down, and they know that you're present and you actually care about them. These things here, oh yeah, no, I'm listening. Go ahead, seriously. No, I got it. Seriously, no, go ahead. Oh yeah, I love you too. Yeah, bye. No, let's put these things down and create balance. Okay, and that's really where I'll leave that, is find your balance in it. But the last time I checked, when you're trying to balance a teeter-totter, it only balances when the same amount of weight's on both sides. You can't put 100 pounds over here and 200 pounds over here and expect it to balance. Oh no, I'm going to balance it. No, you're not. You get it balanced. So, guys, is there anything else you wanted to share?
No, you did great.
Well, you did great.
I learned a lot from you right now.
But this works for everybody. All my clients, going
just
past.
Make your work feeling enjoyable, when you're working. Because if you organize your day, you won't be feeling stressed, because you have time for everything. You balance.
Well, and if you put,
so it's important to plan ahead.
It is. Take a day, plan.
Yeah.
You have time. For everyone that's on here that says, "Oh, Greg, you don't understand. I have 3 kids. I don't have time. I raised 5, and I had 2 businesses." Doesn't fly with me. You have time. You just get up earlier in the morning. That's where people say, "Well, gosh, I'm not an early morning person." Well, you're going to have to be now. Change it. Well, Greg, I don't. If I get up at 5 o'clock, I don't operate. That's why. Because you keep telling yourself that.
Take change.
Take some change. Start to get up. If you, and I'll end with this.
Believe me, it was not easy for me to change my wake up time.
Yeah.
But I did it.
You got to get up. And
I don't feel good when I wake up late for like half an hour late. I don't feel good waking up. I'm behind schedule.
There's so much.
Because we have this routine that we follow. Yeah. It's routine. You have to do it.
Well, and our routine doesn't become routine.
Yeah, it's just like
we like doing what we're doing.
Yes, it became a habit.
Yeah.
We enjoy it. It's not like I have to do this. I have to do this. No, it became natural. It became normal for us, and it's exciting.
Yeah.
Creating.
So here,
creating your goal. It become exciting.
That's true. Family goals are on those calendars. So let's wrap up with this because we could keep talking. You know, at the end of the day, if you want to change some things in your life, change some things in your life. Everyone on here is gonna have to make some changes. You need to be willing
to give up something, guys.
Well, and that's one thing that people, the people come to me with, well, Greg, I can't do all these things, and I'll go, you have to own
give up the sleeping.
When you're creating this new balance in your life, ask yourself, what do you want? Ask yourself, when do you want it? And then ask yourself the question.
Willing to give up.
That's the question people stop. Well, I don't want to give up anything. I just want my life
to
change.
You have to. There is something that needs to,
If your life's going to change, you're going to have to give some things up.
Yeah. It's uncomfortable, but it's for the best.
And it doesn't have to be, but anyways, we're going to get going. We got a big day today. We got to go out, and we got 2 businesses that we're working on today. And then it's fun
exciting.
Day. It's
Every
a fun day.
Exciting.
Today on our calendar is it's grocery day.
Yeah, make your life exciting, guys.
We get to go get groceries today.
That's exciting.
That's on our calendar.
I don't like groceries.
Well, the kids are more excited about than we are.
We make it exciting though. Both of us, we go shopping and we laugh around there.
Do we? Well, we meet people too.
Exciting,
it's fun stuff. But anyways, all this is part
of fun.
All this is balanced. So go out, create a calendar, go back and rewatch this. If you guys want any notes on it, I can post some notes in the comments. But give us a topic that what you're looking for. And something I didn't even tell Jenny. I was talking to a gal over in India last night that's a doctor in chakra and
psychic.
Not a psychic, in meditation, different things like that. And she's read a book that Jenny and I are finishing reading now.
What's her name?
I don't even know. I just met her last night. A whole group of people. It was a group, and she does interviews, and and I got a chance to speak with her a little bit, and I asked her if she would be willing to let us interview it on it because it was talking about meditating and how what's that word I'm looking for?
Visualization.
Visualizing and creating and abundance. All those things she focused on, and I watched a few of her talks. It was really interesting. She was interviewing.
Someone messaged me.
She was interviewing authors, and so I messaged her back when she reached out and asked if she could talk with me about what I do, and it got into a quick conversation of hey, would you be willing to be on our show? So I don't know if we're going to get her, but I want to bring her on because I think meditation and prayer and understanding your chakra and your soul. Business owners do a lot of that stuff. There's a lot of meditating stuff
going on. You need to know more about yourself.
There's a book that we're reading called The Happy Pocket Full of Money. She recognized that. And she's gone really deeper into that on teaching business people these concepts. And I watched some of these. So it's not hokey witchcraft, weird stuff. No. I watched her stuff. It was really professional. It was really kind of neat how she went done and how she was talking about, that's the word, manifestation. Of how,
just remember, God is meditating.
And that's the big thing. So I'm going to keep you posted. I'm going to see if we can get this particular gal to interview that we'll do a Zoom and get her on our show and see if we can get her to share us with some things with you on how to become better and stronger and with our soul, because that's really important. So guys, with that, just remember, go out, create balance in your life. Balance starts with you, then it goes without. Everything starts within your home and it leaves.
Set priorities.
Yeah, go out and set priorities. Always have light and love. Stop judging people. And achieving your goals at breakneck speed is something we've done, and we're continuing to do it. Have a great week, guys. Hey, we love you.